On December 12, 2018, my husband was putting up some Christmas lights. He goes to the family room, sits down on the couch, and he says, all of a sudden, I'm not feeling well. He says, what's wrong? He says, I feel like if I have an elephant on my chest. So immediately I grabbed my phone and called 911.
Mr. Robles, he was having a very severe heart attack when he came. He had very severe pain and he went into this arrhythmia and had to be taken to the cath lab immediately to fix the blockage.
Mr. Robles arrived to the hospital originally just complaining of some chest pain and shortness of breath, but shortly after he was on the monitor, he went into a really lethal rhythm. He had a heart attack. He went into ventricular fibrillation, extremely dangerous. He was actually defibrillated 9 times to try to get him out of the rhythm. There was a lot that went into it. His situation was extremely dangerous when he got here.
He went into multiple cardiac arrest, and this was started by what we call a ventricular tachycardia storm that then degenerates into BFib, and it's almost like having a flatline.
At first, I felt on the floor, then on my knees, and then I just started praying. All of a sudden, around me, I think there were like 8 people around me praying with me, okay? You don't see that in every hospital. You don't see that in clinics. You don't see that. You know, this is special. And all of a sudden, I felt this sense of tranquility, peace, because all these people that were around me were being used by God to give me also peace.
What they tell me that I coded twice. And there was one time they told my wife that I had no pulse, but they didn't give up. They stayed there on top of me until they got me back breathing. Then they took care of me. And I'm living proof of how well they did it.
Starting from the beginning, I mean, they noticed the ventricular fibrillation pretty early, so they were able to start acting and doing compressions and help him in that way. When he got to the cath lab, they were able to open the artery that was causing the problem, which was very beneficial. And then the balloon pump helped to pick up all the extra slack his heart couldn't make up for. And then when he got back to us, we had to keep monitoring that pump and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do and his pressures were where they had to be. He had a lot of stuff he had to do.
The care that was given here to him while he would stay here was excellent. Loving, caring. It was like if it was their child. Okay, the nurses, the staff, the doctors, each and every one of them came and gave him so much time. They were not in a hurry. They were just there for him, like holding his hands all along. And I just want to thank them also. And as well as for me, they were making sure that I was okay too.
The fact that he was able to finally take that breathing tube out and that balloon pump out and hear him clear his throat and speak for the first time, that's always like a perk. It's always something great to listen to. It's one of my favorite things is you do all this work and you finally hear that hello. And that's always just a lovely experience on itself.
The team effort from the ER was great. They did a great job. I mean, they did what they know how to do best, and so they allowed me to perform my job in a timely manner, and that was very important. It's not only because of what I did, but because of the whole team did. I mean, those guys, they did a great job there.
I'm very, very proud of the whole team, everybody involved. This is what we, strive for. This is what we take pride in, and to have this outcome is the goal of everybody who's involved from that first minute to the time of discharge.
Teamwork was great. I mean, from the time it started in the ER to all the different departments he had to go to, everybody really communicated. So when he finally made his way to us, we weren't surprised. We knew what was coming to us, and we had a good head start on how to manage. So it was really great to have that open line of communication between the physicians, the nurses, and all the staff as he was coming to us, so that we can give him the best situation possible.
As far as the nurses and the nurses' aides, and all the staff, and this includes the people that were cleaning up around me. They did an excellent job, and I felt like I was in a 5-star hotel more than in a hospital.
Doctors, staff, and all that were with me during that time, I just want to thank you immensely. There's nothing in the world that I could repay you with. to give you the thanks that God used you that day to save my husband's life. Thank you for your expertise. Thank you for your care. And thank you for being there for my husband as well as for myself.